All right. Shout out to Dan for disconnecting Jiqui from chat so he can't see this right now. Um, Thank you guys all for the almost level 2 complete hype train already before we even start. I don't know if you guys know this, but we switched the methods of donation to where we're doing direct tips now. Subbing and resubbing still counts as a fast queue for yourself. Prime sub counts as a $4 fast sub queue. And we'll still count them for this time since you guys have already been donating without that screen apparent. But we'll get into some Jiqui to start this off. Anything you want to say before we play
Hello.
this?
Hello. I'm stoked for tonight. I don't really have much to say.
All right, let's go. Let's listen to some Jiqui. Oh wait, can you guys hear me
Yeah.
twice? Or I didn't even check chat. All right, I'm gonna assume you guys are hearing me good and not twice. I'm gonna listen to some Jiqui. Unreleased.
Did you set up your other mic?
I did set up out of mic.
That
That's
sounds
what
a
you're
lot better.
So you're hearing me out of right now.
It sounds a lot better.
Thank you. All right, Jiqui, anti-hero.
Go. Shout out Buckley.
Just know that you're to blame. I see the liars and how they played the game. Once a child up in the hopeful haze. I've bled for miles and now I'll take the rain. This is my inferno.
Thank you.
That was gas. That was tight.
Thanks, dude.
This is my This is my This is my inferno.
Yeah, that last part was hard.
Jesus Christ.
That
Thank
last part
you.
was tight as fuck.
Thanks,
and
dude.
the second drop, I feel like it just progressively got better and better. Like
Thank you guys. Hyped to put the whole EP out. It's coming out soon. I can't say when, but it's very soon.
coming soon. You guys be on the fucking lookout for that. New Jiqui.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to you guys for keep on doing the donating subs. We'll we'll get the manual donation
God
going up
damn,
next.
nobody with the fucking 5 gifted.
Oh
right
fuck.
Now.
Okay, I guess nobody's going up first, and then we got a Noisy Boy for the 2 gifted. Damn. All right.
Frequency Rifter also gifted too.
Oh, let's go. All right, yeah. So we'll get Nobody, Noisy Boy, Frequency Rifter, and then the rest of the. All right. Nobody up next. Submitting a Chasm song. Formerly known as Nobody. Never mind. My bad. That's my fault.
Who wants to go first, guys?
I can go.
Yep.
I really like the drop, but I feel like the intro did not match the drop. Like the intro should have been a lot more hype and the build should have been a lot more energetic for what the drop gave. I felt like there wasn't enough lead up into the drop, and the drop hit really hard. I like the drop, but I felt like there wasn't enough tension built up for the drop for me. Like if that had a fat build, like I know you had like the big washed out synths and whatnot, but I wanted more of a build. I feel like that's what it was lacking for me. Drop wise, I don't really have too much feedback on it. The drums were nice and punchy, synth work was nice, but it was mainly just the intro and the build up.
Yeah, for me, I actually didn't have too much of a problem with the intro and build up because to me, this kind of just took me back to like classic Death Step, and that was just kind of like the style that Death Step was. I do understand where Jordan's coming from for more of like a modern festival take on something. If you want this song to be played out in clubs and festivals, then yeah, it has to make more sense. Like the build up has to be more obvious. So I do understand with him on that point. But for me, the main issue I had was just levels. Everything is really loud. Like you're not leaving yourself any headroom. Everything's just sounds super slammed. Yeah, it's gnarly. It's sick. You know what I mean? But like I feel like everyone just underestimates how much they could do with just leaving themselves headroom, like just giving everything more room to breathe inside the mix. And I'm not a big fan of 16 bar drops with a like an 8 bar build going into a second drop. I feel like that is one of the moments where I feel like that is the moment where the buildup wasn't doing anything for me. Like I felt like you built up all this crazy momentum, and then when that buildup came in the middle of the drop, it just lost it. So yeah, I would just like to hear this be like one consecutive drop throughout.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. The build up in the middle kind of like took me out for a bit. And like I really like the second drop that comes in after that build up, but I feel like it lost its impact.
I feel like if you're gonna do a build up in the middle of your drops, like the drop that follows that has to be a big switch from what you initially had. Because if you're just doing a build up into something that's like similar to what you already had in the first drop, it's kind of just like taking away the energy for no reason.
Agree.
Also, shout out Solaroid for the 5 gifted subs. You're a legend. And shout out Tate Black Rose for the sub as well.
Yeah, I boosted you 5 positions on that queue, Solaroid. Oh, and yeah, it's for the people that are coming in and asking where they're at on queue. Um, all right, let's update the queue. So next we got Noisy Boy, then Adeptus, Dark Mage, Aphasia, Nair, Solaroid, Smileys, Base Galaxy, Frequency Rifter, Raindrop, BBX, and Black Rose. And that's in the donation of Q, or donating subs queue, which that'll be not available next week. Oh my god, and Aphasia just gave out 2 more. Okay,
People are already geeking out over where they're at in the queue when we just started stream. We've played one song, guys.
yeah. It's all good. It's all good. But so the play my song queue, we got just you in there so far, Chevy. You'll be in there as soon as we're done with all the donation queues. All right.
JT says it's all good, but it makes me like you less personally.
It's true. I may say it's all good, but I do also like you less. But I'm I'm very passive aggressive about it. All right, next up, Noisy Boy, who I will never be passive aggressive to because he is always respectful. Ooh, bypass slid something in our inbox?
Let's go.
Now I am become death.
OG Kandar with a 10 gifted subs. Jesus Christ.
God damn.
I feel like it's a solid idea. It's just,
Drums.
yeah, and then I feel like it's just a little bit too repetitive for me. Like, I know
That's what I was gonna say too.
it's like maybe a good like doubling tune and shit, but it didn't keep the attention as much as I would hope it would. Especially being you and Mile 32. Like, I know you guys can make some crazy ass music. Like, I don't know if this is just the start to it, just getting your bearings straight, but I mean, it was clean and everything.
Yeah,
I really
you-
fucked with it. but it's
This
just
feels like one of those collabs where you guys are still trying to figure out each other's workflow, and you guys are playing it very safe, so no one steps on the other person's toes. Not a bad tune by any means. It's a very well done, simple tune, simple yet repetitive, good DJ tool. But I'm not hearing the best of Mile 32 and or Noisy Boy, you know. And
Agreed.
you need a more intense side chain on the drums.
Definitely agree with what
Yeah,
Devin said.
I agree
Drums
with
weren't
that.
really hitting as hard as they should for something like this. It's a good tune, but I know both of y'all can make something sicker. Not to say that this isn't a good tune. It's a good tune for sure. But I think you guys can do something crazier. I mean, even just switching it up like halfway through the drop, trying to do something a little bit crazier with that synth, I think would be sick. But yeah, I agree with everything Devin said.
Yeah, I agree with everything all three of them said. Definitely, the drums could hit
Yeah,
a little bit harder.
I agree with everyone that agreed with Devin. I'm Cam.
Fuck you.
all right. But yeah, they said it's just a start, but I'm excited to see where you guys go with this because I fuck with both of you guys heavily. You guys make some good ass music.
You see, you
Yeah.
can't send this a tune to peer review and be like, it's just a start when we review it.
Oh, Frog Gore agrees with the agreeing. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, Aphasia Dubstep. Wait, do you donate 3, 4? I don't know. Shout out to Aphasia.
It's a crazy song title.
And Frequency Ripture, I got you 2 more up in the queue with those 2 donated subs. think the song is really fucking pretty, really well done. I just don't know what you're trying to do with it. If it's trying to be like a show song or just like a listening song type deal. Because like, if it's supposed to be a show song, I just feel like that bridge is a little bit too long. I feel like you just lose a bit of interest or crowd interest in that. But as like a listening song, I would fucking listen to this every day. Like
Yeah, it's a really good
just a listening. Oh yeah, like this is literally like a fucking like gaming mindless like
it's a
smoking.
gaming song. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, like also like I like your music because I can always put like a picture to it, and like I can always give it like a theme or something. Like I can picture this being a part of like some type of cyberpunk JRPG like cutscene music type thing, like, which is really cool. Like your tunes always paint a cool picture in my brain.
Nigga, this shit remind me of Geometry Dash or whatever that game was on Xbox
Yeah!
360.
Banger game.
Gas game.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think this is really well done, perfectly crafted. Like, I feel like my brain is finding things that it wants to critique just for the sake of critiquing. So, with that being said, on the first drop, I feel like some of the noises you have in the background atmosphere could just be a splash louder. I would like to hear, because they're taking up a really nice space in the mix and filling out like a lot of the empty, what would have been empty space. So I'd just like to hear those background atmospheric noises a little bit more present. And beyond that, like, this might be a crowd divider, but I do not know how I personally feel about the acid techno. Was that like third drop? I don't know. Like, a part of me really likes it. Another part of me is kind of whatever on it. It feels like it doesn't belong. And when it first hit, it kind of threw me off, and then it kind of grew on me later. So I'm not really sure where I stand on that, you know? But it's just a personal thing. If you're hyped on the acid techno Switch, I don't know. Maybe just the Switch itself needs to be brought in better, because like the way it comes in is just really jarring. But as it goes on, it kind of like I warm up to
It
it.
works, yeah. But yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
I was gonna say, like, the second drop, I kind of like Devin said a lot of stuff I wanted to say. But I do feel like bringing in that acid synth, like maybe a little bit differently would be nice. And I also kind of want it to be like a little bit meatier. And also another thing I was gonna say is in the intro like drum loop that you have, I kind of felt like it wasn't hitting as hard as I wanted it to, specifically the snare. I kind of like wanted the intro drums to be just like a little bit more like, you know, just carrying those vocals a little more. It just felt like a little quiet, I guess. Not saying it, yeah. But it's a really dope track. I love listening to stuff like this, like on my free time. It's something I would listen to.
Yeah, Base Galaxy, I got you. I will refresh your page. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna give this song a cart. I enjoyed listening to this, and I would enjoy listening to this multiple more times. Like, there's a few things that you could bring up in the mix, but I do enjoy it how it is.
I'm gonna withhold my cart just because I feel like the last drop, the acid techno bit, could be executed better. If you want to revisit that and bring it back in, I'd be down to revisit this track and see if it's cart worthy after you approach that. But as of right now, I will be withholding
I give it a cart.
Let's go. All right. Next up, we got Adeptist with The End of All We Know. Oh, motherfucker. I hope nobody's trying to get the cue. Spooky ass intro. That shit fucking slap. I honestly feel like maybe even
That was
bringing
dope.
in some of like that spooky FX like hollowy sound from the intro into the second drop just as like some like filler sound may just make it even a little bit more full. I don't know. I feel like it was just missing a little bit of background, like white noises type sound.
Yeah, I think my main thing on this one is I feel like the second drop should be the first drop because I
Agreed.
really enjoyed the second drop more than I enjoyed the first drop. And also, I feel like I wasn't personally too big on the drums. I feel like they weren't quite punching through for something this style. Kind of want them to hit just a little bit harder, like maybe a kick with a little bit more body would sound nice. But overall, this is really sick. I really like this tune.
I think the sound design's super sick. Someone in chat said it. There's the sound that sounds like a bottle of wine, like a cork being like popped out of a bottle of wine. I think that's a really cool sound. But I agree with Jiqui. The drums could have hit harder, and then the drop should be switched because the second drop goes off.
Yeah, so when I first saw the thumbnail, my initial thought was, I swear to God, if this kid is another worse Danny, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. But I have to say, you came in, you did your own thing, and I was actually very impressed with the drop. My gripe with this song is I feel like the intro and the drop aren't married together at all. They sound like two completely different tunes. And the drop is so fucking sick, but the intro is just not doing you any favors at all. Like you're not setting up that drop at all, you know? And you can kind of get away with it just because the drop itself is so fucking gnarly that it grabs your attention. But the intro itself right now is a bit dull. And I get it. You're trying to go for the atmospheric, like eerie kind of thing. I get that, but it could be done better. As far as the second drop goes, I love the way it initially starts, but I have to tell you to use those use your triplets more sparingly. Because what gives the second drop its swagger is like the slow off grid pluckiness. And then when you start doing all those crazy triplets, then you start losing like the impact of the drop. But when those triplets come in every now and then, just to kind of break up the flow a little bit, it's super sick. But then there's a part where you start just like going ham on the triplets, and I'm like, all right, you lost me.
True. Oh, Brave the Storm.
With the sub.
And Boo Lupin,
legend.
if you could put your email in chat so I can get you in that queue as well, and then Brave the Storm, I'll put you in there. Venom, we have only got through the donation queue, so we have not got to your song yet, I don't believe. Alright, let's update this queue real quick since everyone's gonna ask anyway. Dark Mage, Kandar, Nair, Solaroid, Frequency Rifter, Smiley, Space Galaxy, Raindrop, Dubwing, BBX, Black Rose, Control Q, Smiles Only, Kizzle, and Ophion. And then Anbu Lupin and Brave the Storm as soon as Anbu.
Buckley.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip that
Hey,
one.
if we
Maybe.
get to a point where we get like a bunch of really bad songs in a row, just throw Van in there because he'll definitely break that up.
All right. Yeah.
All right, let's go. And then we got that bypass audio exclusive too that I might throw in there sometime.
Domatics and Cacti also said they submitted.
Yeah, that's just the donation queue right now.
Dope. I can go first. I'm starting to write my stuff down so I don't forget it by the end. Shit, I didn't have it muted. Okay, so the drop was way too noisy. I feel like um it's like there was like a wall of white noise
Mhm.
in the drop almost. I don't know if that's like if you have a separate white noise layer or like if that's just what your processing brought on those guns. But I think you should really like adjust the white noise so it hits more when the guns hit. And then also I would like to have like a bit more separation on the guns when they're hitting. And then also the sub needs to come way up and follow those guns because I feel like it was just like the whole drop just felt like a wall of noise. And if there was a little bit more separation on those different layers and like a little bit more like intricacy in the layering on the sub with the guns, it would give you a lot more room in your mix to add some more layers or just like some more ear candy and stuff. But right now, everything is just so slammed in this drop. It's like you couldn't add anything else to this if you wanted to. Um, and then the last thing that I had was the techno drop at the end. I really liked the techno drop. That was like, I don't really have anything about the way that was mixed, but then you built back up into the tear out, and I felt like that just kind of threw off the vibe of the second drop. I think you could probably take 2 minutes off this song almost because it's 5 minutes at this point, and there wasn't enough going on in that 5 minutes to like keep me engaged the entire time. Sorry,
Yeah,
that was a
so to
lot.
build off what Jordan said, no. That's what these kids pay for. Um, to build off what Jordan said, I do agree. You could shave off 2 minutes, and I'm glad he said that. But where I feel like you could shave off 2 minutes is the like
Yeah.
that whole
Yeah.
thing. Like that, dude, that happened so many fucking times. And by like the third or fourth time, I'm sorry, I just couldn't be fucked to care anymore.
It was
Like,
starting to feel like the Wonder Woman theme song. Like it lost its
oh yeah,
impact.
it was a cool idea when you brought it in the first, maybe even the second time, but like you don't need to like with no evolution, it just made the song
Mhm.
sound like it was just going in a loop instead of progressing. You know what I mean? And if you want to
Mhm.
break up the song with metal bits, if you're like a metal person, that's where your influence comes from. That's fine, but it has to evolve. Otherwise, it just feels like a cop out. And then, secondly, too, I told you in the chat, there's literally no side chain on those intro drums. They were not cutting through the mix at all. And as someone who prioritizes drums and music, that was driving me fucking insane. And I have those same complaints on the drop. The drums were just not cutting through. But then all the issues I have with the drop right now are just stereo issues. Like Jordan said, you have everything slammed together like one layer. There's no separation between any of the layers in this song. And just sonically, like it was just a sonic nightmare because there's no stereo imaging going on at all. So like go back, like, because this isn't a bad tune by design. It's just the way it's executed. It's just executed poorly. And like, yeah, this sounds brutal, but you don't have a problem with sound design. You don't have a problem with like creativity and shit like that. It's just the technical aspects you need to go back so your ideas can come to life the way they need to.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything both Jiqui and Devin said. I said it in chat earlier, but like in the drop it just sounded like there was way too much white noise. And then yeah, the intro is really cool. Like I like the metal intro, but it got so monotonous at a point. I was like I was wanting more from it. So if you can give more in those like metal sections, I think it would help it stand out a lot more instead of just sounding like Devin said, kind of a cop out. And also the techno drop, I say you should just run that at the as the end at the second drop and don't go back to tear out.
Yeah, once that techno drop is done, finish the song. Like
Yeah.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Up next, we got Kandar, and then I'm gonna throw Domatix in after that since I'm the first to donate in our actual PayPal donation, giving us direct money. So shout out
Legend.
Domatix and Canu.
You gotta set up an alert for that.
I thought I had an alert set up, but it just doesn't work for some reason.
Mm.
Stream Element's going
I
crazy.
think you have to add it to your OBS.
Dark Mage, that'll be after the entire donation queue. It's limited to 1 song per stream.
Okay.
I like that works.
Fucking flow god. I like the note. Make sandwich after stream. Fucking real. Same, man. Same.
I was gonna
Yeah.
give you feedback, and then I read the title of the tune, and it seems like you're already aware. Like this mixdown is insane. The flow is almost there. It's fucking random, but once you nail those patterns and get that flow like really nailed to the way that I know you can, this song is gonna be fucking dangerous, and I want it in my inbox. So you're off on an amazing start, brother. That sub is so warm. This mixdown is phenomenal. The sound design is clean. It's distorted, perfectly distorted, but like in a controlled way. Oh man, so just fucking finish this shit, man.
Yeah, this shit would go insane if it was a full fucking song and actually like mixed out. Like I just hearing it, I know you're gonna do some insane shit to it, and I'm fucking ready. I want to hear it. I want to give this tune a cart.
Yeah, facts. Same. I want to give it a cart when it's done.
Like literally, right when the drop hit, I was like, wow,
Those
"This
drums
is
are
like
smacking.
fucking just groovy."
Wait,
Alright.
did you submit last week, or were we in some random Discord call? Because like I remember your name, I don't remember where the fuck from.
Kandar donates 10. Kandar's been donating 10 subs for the past like 3 streams.
Yeah.
Kandar going crazy.
Okay, but I will tell you this, Kandar, you're definitely on my radar as of today, and I will not be forgetting your name ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
Spoon
some-
is dope.
And it's like they make a lot of different shit too. Like it's not just straight one genre. I appreciate that. All right. Next up, Domatix with Temptress.
That was fire.
Shout out Just Sale for donating $10. If you haven't submitted yet, submit to grocerymedia@gmail.com. Can you took your track down on us. What the fuck's going on, man? Why'd you do that to us? I was trying to load it up. But yeah, Domatix, this is fucking insane.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing I've heard from you. My main feedback on this one is it was the same kind of problem that with the Kandar track. I feel like the drop was a bit noisy, and I feel like if you just dial back on some of the noise and like focus on just, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, like just letting those guns hit a little bit more without so much noise, it'll open up more room in your mix. But flow was really good. Sub sounded really good. I wanted the drums to be a little bit punchier, but that's being picky, I think. But overall, like I said, this is probably my favorite thing I've heard from you.
For me, I wouldn't say it's my favorite thing I've heard from you. I've definitely heard you giving songs like more swagger, more flow. This is crazy. This is gnarly. But one thing that threw me off is like I feel like there are too many pauses in this song. Because when I think Domatix, I think heavy, like I think actual trench and not like modern trench, but I think like tear out with rhythm, flow, and post processing what trench actually is. You know what I mean? And I get it. This is more straightforward tear out and like death step, but this tune is just like really, really stabby and choppy. And like I know that's intentional, but to me it's just a little too choppy. But that's all just preference shit. So if that's what you were going for, man, you fucking nailed it. Don't listen to what I say. This is an awesome tune though. Like, but you always send awesome tunes.
This was actually super fire. I really liked the drums and I really liked the sound design. I do kind of agree with what Jordan said though about the noisiness and the drop, but other than that, like this tune's fire. And it's not even like it's like really like that noisy. It's not, it doesn't like ruin the tune at all. Like it's still really
No,
cool.
definitely not. It's more of a subtle thing.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, you didn't do anything wrong. Your song's just down on SoundCloud. I don't know what happened. But oh, shout out to fucking Hobbs and it was just Kate. Just Zale. All donated directly to our PayPal. Thank you guys. We got you in the queue. All right, next up, we got Nair with No Excuses.
Hey, that album artwork is pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a funky ass intro. Holy fuck.
That was super gas. I really like the lasers, and I like the sound design in general. There's a lot of cool like different sounds in there for sure. The flow is super sick.
And that
I
intro and bridge were
Okay,
dude,
fucking
the
groovy
intro,
as fuck.
the
Like,
intro is super dope. It had fuck. There's like a Bunda song that has like a very similar intro, but it has like almost like a pre-fight energy to it. It's a really cool energy buildup. I like it a lot.
So it's funny that Cam says that he loves the lasers because he's quite literally the only person that feels that way. Because when I said those triplet lasers need to come out because they're just disrupting what otherwise would have been a fucking perfect flow, rest of chat seemed to agree with me. But I'm not saying Cam is wrong on this. I'm just going. That just goes to show that music is subjective. But dude, that flow is just so swingy and so catchy, and just it has so much fucking swagger to it. And then those fucking triplets come in and just disrupt all of that. And it just kind of took me out of it. You know, I was fully immersed and those triplets just took me out of it. And my, me personally, that was just a fucking tragedy because everything else on this track is executed so well. Nothing's a waste, but huge redemption on the second drop. Huge redemption on the second drop. That second drop is big brain as fuck. I think the sound that you use on the triplet is nice. It's just the way that you're using them is just disrupting a lot for me.
I think it's because like the flow is so energetic in the first half. The triplets, like I don't know how to explain it. It just made the drop like start to drag a little bit, and it was just like completely switched the vibe up. I think that idea would be better as its own track, because the first half of the first drop and the last drop both complement each other very well. But I fully agree with what Devin said. It just made things drag out. I don't know how to really explain what I'm trying to say, but it kind of threw the flow off. I really like the drums in the switch though. That like clap sounded really nice. The drums overall were really good too.
fuck yeah. Oh my god. Shout out to Nerve and Dubwing for also donating to us on the PayPal. Nerve Dubstep, I got you in that queue. Got you skipped up a little bit. Dubwing, since you did donations and you were close to the front and you just donated again, like, you'll be next. We got Dubwing Far Away from here up next. Okay. feel like you just adding just a few too many layers to it, trying to like fill
Yeah.
in some like
I
sound
agree.
spaces. But I feel like honestly leaving some empty space adds a lot more to a song in certain points. Like it's like some
I think like
anxiety step.
I feel like I can hear the direction you want to go with the song. There's just too much going on. I think like
Hmm.
maybe focusing a little bit more on the drums and the vocals and then maybe just picking like one synth and kind of just working those elements with each other would sound nice. Because I do think the idea has potential. It's just too hard. Like my brain is struggling to grab onto one thing that's going on in the song.
Well, Jordan, you're definitely a better musician than me because I could not tell where he was trying to go at all with this, and I would argue that he himself doesn't know where he wants to go with this. That the whole track is just, it's like you're trying to make dinner, yeah? And you haven't decided if you wanted tacos, cake, steak, or like a smoothie. So you just threw it all in a blender and hoped for the best, you know? And it's like the ingredients aren't bad. You just can't mix all that shit together. You know what I mean? So pick a direction, dial everything back, figure out one simple thing that you want to do, and go that way.
Like the
Less is
garage,
more.
like yeah, like the drums, like more like garage drums underneath those vocals would sound really nice. But yeah, I agree. It's just too much, too much.
Yeah, agreed. Everyone already said it. There's also some guitar sound in the back that just I'd get rid of it entirely.
Ooh. Shout out to Kandar, Base Galaxy. Oh, more PayPal donations. Let's go.
Oh, you guys are going in.
You guys are going insane tonight. Oh, Kandar,
Damn.
motherfucker! Another 10 subs.
Oh my god.
All right, so that gets you 1, 2,
Oh my
3.
god.
You're pretty much front of the line again. You're like,
Oh my
you're
god,
like,
you're on 5 gifted subs.
oh my
to me.
god! Jerron needs to start making music. He's giving like fucking 40 subs to this channel. Maybe, probably more,
Holy
honestly.
shit. You guys are fucking awesome, bro.
All right, next up, Base Galaxy with Dub Pack Track 2 Whip.
Pump up the jam, pump it.
Ooh!
Even try it. I'ma keep it. Pump up the. Even try it. try it. I'ma keep it.
Bye, Devin.
Bye, buddy. I can go first. Should I wait for Devin?
Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Okay, this is dope. I feel like the drums weren't really doing it for me. Like I've heard your drums before, Bass Galaxy, and like that's one of the things I really like about your music is your drums. And in this track, I wasn't the biggest fan of the drums. Like a shorter, snappier snare is kind of what I want. Um, Obviously that's totally subjective. Um, but I do feel like the drums were lacking a little bit. And another thing that was throwing me off was the pre-drop was kind of like off time. And I know that's like a really picky thing, but it just like it was like it finished and then there was like a little bit of silence before the drop came in and then that kind of threw me off a little bit. And as well, the other thing that I wrote down was the zaps in the buildup. Like the buildup in the middle as a whole kind of threw me off. It would just felt a little unnecessary, and the zaps were really like all over the place. Um, but overall, the sound design and everything sounds really good. It feels just a little bit incomplete, I guess, to me. I know it's obviously a whip, um, but yeah, I definitely the biggest thing for me was the drums.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Jordan on that. He pretty much said everything I was going to say.
I'm in your brain.
I think we have the same brain, bro. They know they say great minds think alike, and they also have
Yeah.
ginormous cocks.
Yep.
But okay, so drums aside, that build up, that mid drop build up just needs to go. It's not serving you any purpose besides just making me lose interest in the drop. I think what you have going on in the drop is really fucking cool. Sidechain needs to be way more intense, and that snare, you need a better snare sample, way better snare sample. I feel like this song is lacking in mid range, which is fine, but you could just cover so much of the frequency range that's missing with the snare that's just more like that's higher tonally. Also, I'm not gonna say get rid of all the distortion on this track, but I feel like not every layer of this track needs to be distorted. I would say either do you pick distorted sub or distorted synths, you know what I mean? But like, I'm not a huge fan of every layer of the track being distorted. I get it. It's kind of like a rebellion against the sound design and super clean mixdown wars, but I feel like we need to find somewhere in the middle. In Bass Galaxy, I know you're capable of insanely clean mixdown, so I would like to hear this one with a slightly cleaner mix overall.
Yeah, I really like the sound design in the drop. I think that like those basses sound super sick, and especially the flow that you have with them. I do agree on wanting like a shorter, like snappier snare, like something that just like slaps, for for lack of a better term, I guess. But yeah, this is fire. Like I enjoyed listening to this. Like I would listen to it again and again.
But we're not. But we're not right now.
But we're not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed the stompiness of it and like the like whistle type sustain thing, just like subtly type in the background, not like too fucking obnoxious, like overpowering. Like it was clean, but I do agree with Devin that your mixdowns have been cleaner in the past. But I do agree with Cam where I like the flow and sound design that you got going on. All right. Next up, we got Zog for the donations, the sub donations. You got the double, the PayPal and the subs. Shout out Zog.
Is serene leukemia for real?
No, Dan, ban her. Banish her.
Now why you do that? Why you always gotta stare?
Fuck
I
is
keep
that
the
name?
beatbox just in case you're out there. But don't forget your dudas, bras and underwear. I keep the beatbox just in case you're out there. I know she heavy, but she made me wanna stay. I keep it down real simple, keep it down real simple. She asked me talk like a lemon, and every answer handled every question. Yeah, while the baby go wild, crying like the baby go wild. While the baby go wild, crying like the baby go. While the baby go wild, 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 wild. While the baby go wild, 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 wild. While the baby go.
Yeah, it is, Devin.
Open doors, I don't wanna play. Keep me guarded, cause I don't wanna stay. Foolish woman, you did what you did. I won't leave you, I won't leave you, cause you fly. Woke up feeling high, yeah, I woke up in the sky. You know, feeling like Bruno. Everybody dies will chase your dreams before you do though. While the baby go wild.
This is him, Jiqui.
Damn. Very good, bro. Yeah, that's super sick.
While the baby go.
Can someone ban Azadi in the chat right now?
Yeah, Dan, get that guy out of here.
Dude, first of all, this is the first time I've heard of you, and I didn't realize that was your voice, but that's super sick. Like super impressed by that. It's just a super sick track. I feel like like Devin said in the chat, the levels are a little off in the drop, which I would agree with. Specifically like the drums and the synths kind of felt a little off with each other, but I mean overall it's very well produced and engineered, and I'm super impressed.
Yeah, gotta.
Yeah, Zog. Sorry, what were you gonna say, JT?
I don't know. I was just gonna say he's got a fucking amazing voice. Like everything he sends, like, like people were saying in chat, like, oh, I wish I could collab with Zog. Like, same with you too. Like, I think you guys could make a fucking killer track with him.
No, yeah, Zog. This is the second time I've heard from you, and both times I've just been insanely impressed. So I mean, Jordan and I are down. If you want to do a tune, like hit us up. Let's make it happen. Seriously, would love to work with you. These are the type of vocals that more dance music needs. I know you're not a dance music exclusive artist, and that's something I love about you. But dude, let's fucking do it.
Super sick.
Yeah, you have like a crazy cool voice.
Yeah, I would definitely want to hear more shit from you because that really impressed me.
He sent a music video in a while back that was actually so gas.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it was fucking. That's gas pack. I'm gonna give that one a cart.
That's a cart, yeah, for real.
Easy cart.
100%
Can guests give cards? Is that
Yeah,
what-
you're a grocery boy. Yeah.
I'm giving my. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm giving my first card. My first card ever is going to this one.
Let's go, gold cart for Zog. First of the night. Let's go.
Also, chat, if you haven't noticed, we're going to be way more picky on what gets a golden cart from now on.
Even me, when I'm usually a bitch.
intro hard.
Hell yeah, they do bypass. Okay, that second synth comes in so much fucking cleaner and has like just so much more depth and like texture to it. That first one just it felt like it was almost like washy underwater type synth sound or just I don't know.
It kind of felt like the drop and the intro weren't really meshing too well for me. The drop kind of came out of nowhere. Like, do like the flow on the drop, but it kind of just felt a little bit disjointed to me. I just had a brain fart. Passing off while I recover my thoughts.
Yeah, so as you started teasing the synths on the build up, I heard the synth and I could already tell that it was gonna be rough. Not the tune, the synth itself. Like when you're teasing your synth on the build up, that should just start like getting people fucking amped. You know, they should be able to hear how insane you're going to be able to hear how insane or not insane something is on the synth that's views on the build-up. That being said, that synth needs a lot of work. It's super muddy, super like groggy, and not a good way. The flow is good. I like that you're taking a better approach to like flow and like what's it called? But I will say, you did a really good job choosing your drums. I actually really like the drums on this. Like everything else needs work, but I honestly almost don't care just because the drums are really nice, and that's how much I like drums. Like fuck the rest of the song. You have nice drums. I'm chilling.
Yeah, you can tweak the rest of it. Swap the synth in the first position now. Okay. Hell yeah.
Devin and Jiqui already said what I was gonna say.
Yeah, sure they did.
Fuck you.
Wow, dude.
You know, it's funny. I picked up on another word that Cam 100% got from me, and I just didn't call him out on it. But it was monotonous. That was not in your vocabulary.
Go to
before
hell.
you
Fuck
met me.
you. I've said that before I met. Fuck you.
All right. Next up, we got Kandar again because he donated another 10 subs and donated to the PayPal. This man's made a fucking money.
I'm pretty sure Kandar said not to play his tune. He just did it for the culture.
I don't care. I'm playing it anyway because I appreciate him.
All right, I respect that.
And it's only
Yeah.
2 minutes. It's Nakira and Subfultronic remix too. Or mashup. I'm not positive. Simple VIP for doubles. Let's go.
shit.
Did you turn the volume down, JT?
Ooh. Stop timing out his body cam.
Nah, don't stop.
JT turned down the volume and didn't even notice.
Bro, I didn't do shit. The fuck?
Yeah.
No, it's still the
You
same.
for sure got quieter.
It's still the same levels. What the fuck? Yeah, we're all at the same
That was
levels.
fucking dope.
What the fuck? Yeah, that was insane.
It was gas.
No, it looks like you gave yourself all the feedback you need. This is more just a fun play out for the stream. All right. Shout out to Kandar again for the fucking gifted subs and the donations. You're a real one. Next
For
up,
real.
we got.
Nah,
Oh, yeah, you can go.
everything you did and how you played out the silence in this track, like I know you're doing it on purpose, but the amount of tension you're gonna be able to build like on a festival's level stage, unparalleled. This will be the moment of the festival that everyone remembers. Like not even just the set, but this specific drop will be the most talked about part of a festival. Trust me on this. Like this double properly will break people.
Next up, we got Frequency Rifter. Kaiju V16, let's go.
Oh man, old school, young jam, all black, MZ, still screaming out of that chain gang. Oh man, old school, young jam, all black, MZ, still screaming out of that chain gang. Oh man, old school, young jam, all black, MZ, still screaming out of that chain gang. Oh man, old school, young jam, all black, MZ, still screaming out of that chain gang. Dragoon in the bitch, bro, swear my dog. Dragoon in the bitch, bro, swear my dog.
I'll cut him, dog.
Dragoon in the bitch, bro, swear my dog. Dragoon in the bitch, bro, swear my dog. Yeah, old man, old school, young jam, all black, MZ, still screaming out of that chain gang. Cody's brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cody's brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cody's brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cody's brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. Screaming out that chain gang.
I know it sounds silly, dear, but do it for me, please.
Yeah, old man, old school, young jam, all black, MZ, still screaming out that chain gang.
Heard I ain't. No.
Gang, old man, old school, young jam, all black, MZ, still screaming out that chain gang. Cody's brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice, still screaming out that chain gang.
Like, I know you're still working on your mix sounds and shit, but you're getting so much better. The whole sound design flow. Alright, I need to stop.
Well, I don't know what just happened, but this was dope. I feel like
malfunctioned.
I think it needs a little bit more of a build because the drop felt really sudden, and also there's some weird stereo shit going on with your main synth. It's kind of like bouncing around a little too far in the back for my liking. That sounded weird, but like it's dope. I think you just need to like put it more in the center a little bit, and instead of having it like so left and right, like basically your lead synth. So that was throwing me off a little bit.
I turned up Google, you
No,
fucks. Fuck all of you.
I was literally gonna say the same thing as Jordan, and as JT. Like, yo, frequency Ritter, you're getting so much better, and I feel like you're someone that's really not taking offense to our feedback, but really taking it to heart and using that to get better and better and better. But that being said, my main issue with this track is that nothing in this track is centered. So like the sub is sitting left and right, the synths are sitting left and right, and there's just this lack of warmth through the track. You know what I mean? But the sounds are getting better. Just center everything.
Yeah, you're definitely improving a lot. It seems like you're starting to understand uh like rhythm in general and using vocals and all that stuff. So yeah, I fuck with this.
Alright, I'm fucking dying. Get Smiley's
Yeah,
up next.
you good?
Your trust in your friends shall seal your fate. Only help with a smile on that face. Your trust in your friends shall seal your fate. Only help with a smile on that face.
Okay, my main thing with this track is it's way too repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's dope. I actually really like the drums on this song. They punch through really nice, but it was just too much of the same thing for too long. Um, I think like with those synths, you have potential to do a lot more with them, but I felt like it was like the same thing the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with
For
you
me,
100%. That was my main gripe with it too.
For me, not only was it the repetitiveness, but it was that fucking brass in the background. It was so distracting because you start off with it doing a simple flow, which is unnecessary because the brass itself was just a lackluster sample, and it was just kind of like it just didn't need to be there. And I felt like you felt the need to make the song more interesting by putting brass in the background, but like by brass already in of itself is the most overused thing in all of dance music. So it's already just boring. But then the melody you have going on with it is just not following the rest of the track, and it starts losing itself. Like the first 16 bars, when you just have it doing the same like 3 notes over and over, that's okay. That's passable. But then halfway through, and you do it on both drops, you just lose the flow or the melody that you're trying to go, and it drives me actually insane to the point where I can't even critique anything else on the rest of the track just because that brass was so bad.
Two scares me.
I fucking
Okay.
hate brass. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If you're gonna do
Yeah.
brass, it's gotta be like it. My opinion on brass is if you're gonna do brass, it can't just sound like you took the first brass sample you found and put it in your drop. Like if you're gonna do brass, like you gotta layer it. Like usually layering like 4 or 5 different brass like samples on each other just to like make it sound a little bit more unique than just taking like Kashmir Brass Hit '01 and throwing it on everything. Obviously, that's just the first sample that came to mind, but you know what I mean? Like, I think when it comes to brass, like it really just comes down to how you layer it. And even layering it with like some other instruments as well just helps give it some more character.
Yeah, I feel like you can get the same effect that you're trying to go for with the brass, with the cello, or like some other sort of like, strings, and it's just not as like not as much of a cop out. Or you can layer, like Jordan said, you can layer the brass with the strings, And again, this tune isn't bad. It's just that brass. I fucking
No,
hate brass so much,
definitely
dude.
not.
Hell yeah. Oh, don't flock. Hell yeah. Sent money to PayPal. We'll get you in that queue. All right. Well, yeah, I do agree with Devin in the sense that it was like a very safe tune, but I did enjoy the sound design a bit. The flow, it was a bit repetitive, but it just depends on what you're trying to do with it. If it's trying to be like a doubling type deal, or if you're actually trying to play it out solo, I feel like it'd get a little bit boring. That's just my opinion. All right. Next up, we got Raindrop.
Ooh, I like those tunes.
Okay, you see how fucking loud that sounds? That's why I turned Google down, you whores. Alright, start this back over. It's still loud. What's this last part gonna be? Yep. Jump. Okay. I was like, gonna be a fucking jump scare. All right. Also, don't flock music. I saw you said you submitted $10 to the PayPal. I do not see your email in our grocerymedia@gmail.com. Veros dub, it's pretty late. I don't know. We already got like 15 more people still in queue. But I mean, if you do like either a PayPal donation or whatever, you could probably get in. Yeah, I got your donation, Skeletor. I got you jumped up in the line. All right. Yeah, you do deserve for the CS:GO carry. That was fucking insane. All right. Next up, we got BBX X GQ.
Wait, are we gonna feedback
we
the
didn't, we
two?
didn't give feedback on the two.
Oh wait, what do we not? Oh, I'm so high, bro. Oh yeah, we didn't,
Man's just acting like me right now.
bro. I'm so high. I just closed it out too. Ooh yeah,
It was Raindrop.
yeah. Never mind.
I
Yeah.
thought it was a super cool tune, Raindrop. I really like the melodic kind of feel that you're going for. The only thing is that it did sound a little too crunchy in the mix, and that was like the only thing that was bothering me. Everything else about this tune was super fire. But also that like the part where you slowed it down, I think you should have let that run more instead of like doing like a build up type thing back into like I don't know, that section kind of got a little like confusing, but other than that, like that was fire. Like the tune's fire.
Yeah, I feel like half this tune doesn't need to be there. There's just too many break sections that just fucking, bring the vibe down. The most interesting parts of this song sonically are all the background and atmospherical noises. Noises is not a word. But every synth that you have that's supposed to be um, taking the front of the mix, they're just not mixed down that well. There's very crunchy and just kind of like flat and boring. But like it's weird because I like all the background noises a lot. It's just the main synths, the one that I'm supposed to be focusing on, are just kind of lackluster.
I agree with what Evan said. That was going to be my feedback too.
That's about all I had to say. I do enjoy the crunchiness a bit, but I do feel like it could be tamed. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would take $14 donation, Mad Dubs, to get you at the front of the line. Or you can just donate 3.
I
and
just said
get...
it.
Oh.
I said if Mad Dubs becomes official GB, we'll play a song right now.
Oh yeah, if he just joins chat, we'll play him next.
You said I'm in the server. Does that count?
Nope, nope. All right.
You gotta put the grocery cart next to your name.
Have to get in the chat too. All right. Even though that chat's fucking hectic as it is. Next up, BBX GQ. Yote Boiz.
Catch me on the West Coast. Catch me on the West Coast. West Coast, West Coast, West Coast, West Coast, West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. Catch me on the West Coast. Catch me on the West Coast.
I thought that was sick. There were some really cool sounds in there, like the yoi. That yoi was tight. I fucked with that tune a lot, and the intro was super sick as well.
Yeah, I like the intro a lot. The A section was a little meh to me. It wasn't bad. I just feel like there's two like battling synths, and I feel like they just weren't blended together. I know it's supposed to be kind of a call and response sort of thing, but I just feel like you guys missed the mark on that just a tad. Fixable, but there just needs to be something that just kind of makes those synths battle a little cleaner. That B section though, that B section is naughty. So whoever is more responsible for the B section, they did a good job on that. Also, have either of you guys, I know I said this in chat, but have either of you guys even stepped foot in the West Coast? Because I know fucking BBX lives in fucking Ohio. Oh, this is all BBX. All right, was Geek
Tracy, you're
a
next.
rapper or like
This is a
No,
VI.
Giku is another freedom producer.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know, but if one of you niggas hasn't ever seen a beach in real life, I'm throwing hands.
I thought
Like,
that was
you're
fun.
from Ohio. Be proud that you're from Ohio. Be like, hey yo, fucking Midwest. Hey, cornfield. I don't know what you guys do.
Catch me in the cornfield. That'd be tight. No, they're potatoes. Oh no. Yeah, Ohio. No, that's Idaho. Fuck. What do you guys even have in Ohio?
We in the barn house.
Oh fuck yeah.
Cows, bitch.
You guys got
Dude,
fucking
isn't
lost
Ohio,
lands.
like,
That's
more on
crazy.
the east side?
I thought Ohio was Midwest. I don't fucking know, man.
That shit's
I
by,
thought-
like Cincinnati and like Indianapolis. Oh my god, I just had a stroke.
All right. Yeah, this is a fun tune. All right. Next up, Tracy.
Crazy.
the gate. Back off. Back off. Move through the heat like a
Fucking finish that.
Yeah.
Jesus
finish that.
Christ.
I'm sorry, just
Blue
ended
balled for real.
Okay. Only bit of feedback besides it could be my headphones, so I'm not gonna knock you for this. I feel like it was lacking warmth in the mid range. Could be my headphones, but that final build-up did not need to be there. Please, just keep the drop going. Just go to the next switch of the drop. Like, oh god, the pacing on that was so insane, and you built up so much fucking momentum, and then that build-up came in, and you just kind of lost me.
Yeah, Tracy, you're pretty good, little guy.
Come to America. All right.
Yeah.
There's no feedback besides
Skeletor,
songs.
You should crack a beer, not a yerba. It's too late for that.
Why the fuck would you crack a yerba at 10 p.m.?
Ooh. All right,
mean-
all right. I cracked a Red Bull like fucking. Oh, I guess it's only like.
Yeah, it's only
7:30.
8 for you.
Yeah.
That's less insane.
Like you cracked that at like like 6 o'clock though.
No, that was like 7:30. I mean, I can crack them at 10 p.m. I don't give a shit. I can crack one in bed and still go to sleep. All right, next up we got Zale with Orbit. Shout out,
Whatever I want. I'm an adult.
shout out to Zale for the fucking PayPal dono. $10. Fuck yeah! Finally sent the song after an hour and a half.
Look, gang, a door.
And then we got Solaroid up next.
Never know.
Stuck in orbit, mayday. Miss my home, my baby. I can't survive without you. Caught up in rotation. Lost current location. I'll just float here missing.
This is so pretty.
This is gas.
Shit was so pretty. What the fuck?
This might be my favorite of the night, to be
That was
honest.
jazz.
Yeah.
So good. I would listen to this like regularly. Like if you put it out, please let me know so I can put it in my playlist.
Nerve Rocket League menu music for real. Like, I could see get myself pumped
Yeah,
up.
that wasn't
There we go.
that wasn't something I would listen to in my spare time, just not my style, but like holy shit was that executed perfectly. So for anyone that is into that, like I feel like that is just the pinnacle of that style.
Very dope.
I hella enjoyed that. Oh, we got a bypass tune.
All right, well,
We
we'll
gotta
do the
play that.
we'll do the bypass soon after this next Solaroid because Solaroid donated $25.
Oh yeah,
Shout out,
Zolaroid dropped
shout out,
25 bucks,
yeah,
I know.
shout out Solaroid. But yeah, then we got bypass after that. Okay, and then I'll update the queue right now for you guys. So we got Solaroid, bypass, control Q / Lodian, Smiles Only, Hobbs, Skelly, Kizzle, Ophion, Nerve, Brave the Storm, and Control Q. The first one was Lodian in Control Q, and the second one is Control Q. Shout out to both you guys. All right. But yeah, I have like no feedback for this song. It was just fucking.
I don't either.
Yeah, pretty. Like.
Yeah.
It gave me like Drain Gang, like White Armor vibes. Like I love music like that.
Hell yeah. All right. Solaroid. Orion. Wait, Ovilo, did you send the wrong one or? Oh, yeah, he did. Sorry, that's my bad. Real did feel like some fucking quest music. Like some Dungeons and Dragons type shit. Baldur's Gate 3 music.
There's a whole lot of potential here. Like the sound design is really interesting. Like I actually really like the idea of the sounds on this. I just think that they're like kind of mono and they're sitting on the sides just way too much. And this is like another one of those tunes where everything's just sitting on the side and there's nothing centered. And I don't know. This is one of the times where there's some weird ambience going on in the background that I feel like just distracts from the drop. Because I feel like what you're doing with the intro, you can kind of just hard switch it to a gnarly drop. You don't really have to keep that like spacey, like, you know, fucking spinning toy box vibe going on. But there's a lot of potential here. So when you nail down the mix and center everything, this could be a weapon.
Yeah, I feel like the sound design on this is really sick. I just feel like the drop didn't quite hit as hard as I wanted it to, because with like the sound design, I feel like you could have a really hard hitting drop. I feel like it was just dragging a bit for me. But I do really like the sound design. I like the intro. I like the composition. I just wanted to hit harder. I feel like it wasn't quite doing that for me.
Yeah, same. That's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, this sounds really good, but it's not like smacking me the way that I want it to.
Yeah.
Agree. Chevy, sorry, the channel points is after the donation queue, and we are still what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 into the donation queue. So I do not know if we're gonna be able to get into the play my song queue tonight.
Bro, we should honestly just get rid of the play.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that shit, honestly. Yeah, the PayPal is the same as same email for submissions. I honestly should probably make that a different email. Maybe, I don't know. This is easy enough. I would. All right, next up we got Control Q and Lodian. Oh no, it's not the same. No, not that email. It's grocerymedia@gmail.com. The one that's on the left in the sidebar. God damn it! Who donated? Oh wait, never mind.
like clockwork.
That was fucking heavy as shit.
I
The
really
only
fucking
like
that.
the only issue I have is the fucking just bridge being a little bit too long, but that could be fixed if you wanted it to, or I don't know what you're planning on doing with this song, but I just feel like it would lose a bit of crowd attention. I think it's just about like maybe 8-10 seconds too long.
Yeah, I feel like I liked what was going on in the drop. It did feel a little bit all over the place to me. Um, I feel like there was just a lot going on. I think maybe dialing back a little bit on some of those like synths that are playing faster, just like diving in the flow a little bit um, would sound nice. But sound design and everything overall was really sick. I just want to hear like everything just tamed a little bit more in the drop. And I agree with what JT said as well about the break.
I really like the sound design. I think the sound design sounds super fucking cool.
Yeah, I think the sounds are. I'm just gonna be repeating what everyone else said. I think the sounds are cool. I think there's just a lot of clashing sounds. You know what I mean? Like the flow is cool. I like the idea of it, but there's just a lot of things fighting each other in that mix down. So just strip back some of the layers, really dissect the track, and see what needs to be there and what doesn't. And I promise you, this is one of those things where if you take out some of the layers on the drop will sound louder because it'll be more clear.
God damn.
Yeah, oh
Slots.
fucking slots. All right, I got you in the queue slots, and I got you skipped up some spots, some slots. All right. Next up, we got Black Rose with Paradise.
Bro, I got a question. What do y'all niggas do for a living since you have all this money? Like, we appreciate y'all, but like,
Oh
damn.
yeah, oh yeah, we appreciate it. All right, next up, Black Rose.
Was that the bypass, or did we forget about?
Oh,
did you forget
oh.
about-
Bypass still hasn't
Yeah.
sent a new email yet. They took their song down on
Oh,
us.
okay,
They said they don't trust us with it.
bet.
And then don't
That's
fl-
fine.
don't flock. I don't have your new email yet. You gotta send it to grocerymedia@gmail.com, and I will get you pretty much to the front since you donated that $13 a while ago. All right, Black Rose.
honestly, I really loved the intro on this. Like the intro was super gas, and you definitely lost me a little bit on the drop. The drop was not what I was hoping to hear with that intro. Um, I just I don't feel like the drop matched the intro at all, personally. Uh, like I can't stress enough how much I really like the intro. Like it was super gas. I think maybe using that drop for a different song and trying to do something that complements the nice intro that you have a little more would be sick. Like, I don't know what like to tell you to do for that, but that's just kind of where I'm at with this one.
Yeah, this is one of those things where the intro is so perfectly done. You know what I mean? Like I like that it was Evanescence meets drill, and I didn't think those were two worlds that would ever like collide in a way that was so pleasing. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It sounds like the intro and the drop are made by two different people. Like that's just like how not related those two ideas are. You know, like the side chain was just not there on the drop at all. Like it was a combination of having weak drums with a shit side chain. You know what I mean? Were not cutting through the mix like at all. You know, and then all the synths weren't really clear. They're kind of muddy. And it like once again, like it was one of those things where nothing in the drop mix was sitting in the middle. You know, like everything was just kind of like washed and groggy. And then the drop ends, and you go back to the melody or the intro, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's just fucking beautiful. The levels are sitting, everything's exactly where it needs to be. So yeah, just I would almost, not even almost, I would just love to hear this intro by itself. Fuck the drops, just to get rid of them. Just make this whole intro like its own song.
All right, all right. Hoods, yeah, we got you in the donation queue. Next up, we got the bypass audio, shock point, neuromorph.
Ooh.
Forthcoming bypass audio.
That was dope.
Okay, so the idea is super sick. I like the flow. I like the sound design. It's just really mixed down issues for me. Also, too, the choice of snare was questionable. Choice of snare, sidechain is weak as fuck, and the mix down is kind of meh. But like, this is a good tune. Just go retouch that mix down, give it a proper sidechain, pick a better snare. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Artwork does go hard.
the clap in the first drop wasn't quite doing it for me.
It was
I think
really
it
weak in
was
the first
like
drop.
just lacking meat and transient. But when you switched it to a kick clap in the B section in the last drop, I think it got a little better. But flow and everything and sound design is all on point. Super sick tune.
I really like the sound design. But yeah,
Yeah.
like Jordan said, the clap in the first drop was not doing it well. Somebody else in chat also said, I think it was Mad Dubs. But yeah, that's all I got.
I like the album artwork. Yeah, I agree with what they were saying. Yeah, I think the flow and shit is it's very very nice, very nice. But I do think it was a bit scratchy. Um, Next up we got Don Flock. Shout out Don Flock for donating. Donated like fucking almost 2 hours ago, but just forgot to submit. Or actually submitted to Cam's email. Speedy Cam.
Talks about it that way.
Your middle school email.
Shut your Shut your Shut your Shut your Shut your
Odie Show keeps making fucking new accounts. Let him in. Let him in.
Wait,
Honestly, the fact that he went to that length, I feel like it's pretty impressive.
I like this one was
That's-
creative. Like
Yeah. I was gonna say the main thing on this one is I feel like the main synth is too quiet, and I feel like you can make it louder. And one thing I like to do with like those type of synths where they like kind of rely on like super like resonant peak is use a dynamic EQ in Pro Q3 and just like make a a band where that peak is hitting and then pull it up so it helps it punch through in the mix a little bit more. I feel like on this synth, that would really help bring it up in the mix a little bit.
Devin.
I mean, Jordan just told him the exact plugin to use and everything. I ain't got shit to add to that.
Yeah. I do want to say that I like the sound design on the drop. The bounciness of the basses is really cool.
I will say once you do those mix down things that Jordan told you, I want to hear this tune again. Like this is something
Yeah,
I would play.
same.
This is something I would play out. This is thick, dude.
All right. I'm gonna update Q, and then this is gonna be the last of it for the night because we probably already got too much, and we're gonna go overtime. So we got Smiles Only, Hobbs, Froggy Dubs, Skelly, Kizzle, Ophion, Senpai, Nerve, Hoods, Brave the Storm, Control Q,
She's
Acheron.
cutting in and out for me a lot.
Damn, this mic too now? That's crazy. All right, all
Yeah, I
right.
think it might.
But
just
now you're
be-
fine.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. All
I
right,
think it might just be Twitch.
all right. We got Smiles Only up next.
Also, chat. The more you ask us about Q, the more we have to stop and look at Q, and the less time we have to get through these songs.
I was 1 feet in the dust. I built my reputation, fought for recognition. I was raised an underdog, would take any evasion and without hesitation. If I have to, I will lift myself up to the heavens. I'll take you out of hell. No matter where you wanna go, I will help you all I can. And it won't be long till you fly away. And if I have to, I will lift you myself. And if I have to, I will lift you myself. And if I have to, I will lift you myself. And if I have to, I will lift you myself. I saw what you saw and I felt what you felt. And I won't let nobody say you don't deserve this. Step by step, I will be there so you'll never be lonely. I will teach you all I know. And if I have to, I will lift you myself up to the heavens. I'll take you out of hell. No matter where you wanna go, I will help you all I can. And it won't be long till you fly away. And if I have to, I will lift you myself. And if I have to, I will
shit.
lift you myself. And if I have to, I will lift you myself.
Ooh!
Oh my god. I haven't heard this drop. Yeah, run that.
One more time, one more time.
And if I have to, I will lift you myself.
instant gold card from me.
Yeah, that was just a flex
that was my
tune.
favorite tune of the night, honestly.
Yeah.
That was fucking tight. I would listen to that a lot, like quite often. That was a banger.
Yeah, that was actually so good. I kind of don't want to listen to any more music tonight because I don't want it to be disappointing in comparison, which is going to be hard.
That first section of the second. Okay, I've heard this song before. I'm a little biased because Noah is my old roommate, but he's fucking cracked. But I haven't heard the first part of that second drop. That is fucking insane.
Yeah, that
Like,
part was tight.
That is fucked.
Yeah.
This is probably
And that's not even one where
for my favorite.
Yeah, that's not even one where I'd say like put the second drop as the first drop because I
No,
honestly I like it as a surprise, like coming in as like what the fuck is this?
The reason why is because the first drop hits hard enough and does exactly what it's supposed to that the second drop doesn't feel like it's overpowering the first drop, and it fits perfectly as a very complimenting switch to the first drop, and it comes as a nice surprise. It's very sick.
Disgusting flow. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy gold
That
card.
was
Easy
a
gold
super cool
card.
tune. Yeah, that was just a dope ass tune. Like,
All right. Next up, we got Hobbs with Shank V3.
I bring the five on.
the flow on that was fire. I fucked with that. That was super fun.
Yeah, that was a dope tune. Flow was on
Also,
point.
yeah, the drums were really good.
This tune, to me personally, is a bit ADD. It's just like a lot going on, but I also feel like that's intentional, and there's also a market for that, and people do enjoy that. So just because it's not like my personal taste doesn't mean it's bad by any means. And I think you did what you set out to do. The only thing is, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was something off time in the intro that was just driving me insane. But that could also be intentional as well, because I feel like the overall theme of this song is just sporadicness.
No, I agree. There was something in the intro that was slightly off time. I think it was like that Reese kind of sound, but I think that's an easy fix.
Yeah, I think it's a real good start though. Next up, we got Froggy Dubs.
This intro kind of tight.
Congratulations, you got us listening to your joke song. Okay, next tune.
Alright. Next tune, Skeletor. Screaming at the top of my lungs.
That was hard.
Jesus Christ.
No, that was super sick, but just personally, the halftime over distorted dubstep has kind of lost its novelty for me. So like it's sick, but I don't know. This isn't really not really doing anything special for me. But you did a good job of recreating the hot new dubstep trend.
I would agree. It's not my style of music, but you do it very well.
I like that the drop is structured almost as like a deathcore breakdown. It sounds cool. I fuck with it. I'm not the biggest like tear out person, but I like what you did there.
All
I
right.
like the energy that you brought with it.
3 years, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Said I did this first. All right. Canu, your track is still not re-uploaded, so I don't know if you want to try re-uploading it again and then submitting again. But next up, we got Kizzle. Wall of Sound. I don't know music theory. Neither do I. You don't need to flex on us. Later, Venom.
This is crazy.
We got some big ass atmosphere.
Okay, my thing with this song is I feel like that vocal that came in, or like the vocal that was like the gated thing, I there was like that Reese happening in the intro, and like it was super distracting from that vocal, and that vocal's super sick. I feel like if you put more like emphasis on that vocal, take that Reese out and add some more like interesting fills, and like maybe just make that the focus, it would sound really sick. But it was just, it felt like all the, like I said in the chat, all the instrument work and everything was really sick, but just felt very convoluted. There's too much going on, and I think you had some really sick elements that if you just focused on those elements a little more instead of trying to add too much, then this would be a very, very sick track.
Yeah, the intro is very unique, and I like the direction you were heading in. But then that first drop, you just completely lose me to the point where I just kind of like zoned out, and like not in the good way of like the song was so good, I forgot I was listening to music. It's just like no, there is this nothing grabbing my attention. I'm like, oh my god, there's a song playing in the background. But I have to say that second drop, you kind of brought it around. It seems like you had more of an idea of what you wanted the focus point to be, and I was able to grab onto something more. It's just I feel like you're lacking that element of like, all right, this is what is driving the song in the first drop.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Devin. I zoned out for a little bit, but when the second drop came around, it gave me like big like movie atmosphere energy.
Okay, so he considered it basically as intro, the first drop, and
Okay.
only the second drop was the only drop.
Okay. That
Yeah,
makes
Yeah,
but
I would rework that then, like, cause it felt like it was going into a drop, but just like sloppily, like, you're not sloppily, but just like
You
kind of
could make
fucking
an insane
sudden.
drop. Yeah, you could make an insane drop just out less building an idea around that vocal because I think that vocal is so sick. I just feel like there's more opportunity to do something cooler with it.
Oh yeah. All right. Next up. All right. We're about to lose almost all of our followers. It's Ophion.
Oh my
Oh
fucking
god,
god,
it's
bro.
Buckley.
High scores.
Pete.
Dipping.
No one's beating my high scores. I'm just getting warmed up.
No one's beating my high scores. I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah, Tomothy, I agree. I got a little tinnitus.
Okay, dude, Opion, this track is sick. The flow is sick. The sound design is sick. There's a couple points where the triplets went up. I think it was like the last sequence of triplets on the first drop where the melody goes up or the pitch goes up like one more time. I felt like that was unnecessary. But yeah, hone the high end, and dude, stop trying to be Nerve. You don't need to put Mishby on all your masters. Like, it does not work for every track. It does not work for every track, dude. I keep telling you this. Just approach the mix down like a normal person and put Mishby on the layers that need Mishby as they need it. Don't just put it on your entire master, bro. Like, you're just fucking muddying up your mix for no reason, dude. And like, this tune would be so sick if you just attacked each layer one by one and brought out the distortion as needed.
Mad Dove's Mishby is like a distortion. No, I think this tune is sick. I think Ophion progressively is getting more and more cracked. I do kind of agree that the Mishby could show a little bit on some parts, but I also do love the way Mishby sounds on the master, so I'm kind of biased when Nerve and Ophion do it. But
Alright. I mean, it'd probably go off live. I'm not gonna discount you on that. But I would want earplugs for sure. Alright. Next up, we got Senpai with Reboot. Dubstep FEI premiere. Shout out Dubstep FEI.
Since I'm in the trap.
Hold up. Hold up.
Bitch, I'm in the trap. Bitch, I'm in the trap. Since I'm in the trap. Bitch, I'm in the
Hold up. Hold up.
That was tight. That was a main stage like banger. I could hear that going off live and like just having a crowd just losing their minds to it.
Devin.
I feel like the
What?
track.
I know what you're.
I'm sorry, but if someone comes up to me and tells me one of my tunes sounds like if he played at main stage at Lost Lands, that's a fucking insult.
Depends. Yeah.
I wasn't saying Lost Lands.
Oh
No, I'm talking
man,
about chat.
Okay.
it depends what's said, I guess.
No,
Yeah,
this
it
tune was
does.
dope. I just feel like the drums weren't like hitting as hard as I would have liked them to. Like on something trappy like this, like the drums got a smack, and especially on the second drop, it sounded like there was like no side chain, or maybe there was, but it was way too short. But the sustain was nice and the sound design was nice. Main gripe for me is with the drums.
Yeah, the drums are one thing, but also too, I just feel like there's just a lot going on in that drop, you know? Like you have like the sustain and then you have the quarter notes doing the but then you also have like these little pluses like do, 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 do. It's just a whole lot going on. And I feel like this song, and I know this is a release, but just like in the future, I feel like you can get all these ideas out as sections instead of just layering all these things that are just going to be fighting for attention in the main part of the drop. You know what I mean?
I still fucked with it. I'm putting it in a cart.
Yeah. I don't know if I can give it a card just because, like Jiqui said, the drums were a bit buried in it. Like, if you brought that up a bit, I feel like it would be a fucking banger. But I do, like, the main stage banger aspect, I think, is because, like, the shit. Like, yeah, it's very, like, catchy. I can see people going the fuck off to this. Alright. Next up, we got Nerve. MF.
Okay. I know what.
What? Finish it? I love distortion music. I love nerve distortion music.
That is how you properly execute Mishby on the master. Ophion, take notes.
Nerve, don't finish this. Delete project file.
But yeah, Nerve, I almost don't want you to finish this because it's getting to a point where I'm almost playing more of your tunes in my sets than my own. So I just need you to do me a favor and just stop making music for a little bit.
Or
Because
hear me out, collab.
Yeah, I mean, like we have one. I'm down to do more.
And it's insane.
I would love to do more tunes at Blair.
More dub plates. Yeah, thank you for showing off. No feedback besides finish it. Yeah. All right, finally got a playable Can You song. Didn't delete it this time. Pinky Rhythm. Fuck it. Put his helmet on the line.
His pink helmet.
Gang. Gang.
Is that the NPC chick?
What is the noise again? Take it, baby. This is so cute. Yes, back on. Ice cream so good. What is the noise again? Hee-haw, yes. You got me feeling like a cowgirl. Let me write it, huh? money gun. Oh, take it, king. I love you. Wow, a lot of give. Gang, 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 gang,
God damn.
gang, gang.
Like the flow, sound design, the way you use the vocals, like everything was fucking perfect. I just feel like it needs to be mixed down a little. Like the synths in both the drops just felt so like hollow and like they didn't have much texture, but like you know how to give texture. Like when you did like just the sub roll fucking pan thing right after, like it had so much depth, but just both drops, the synths just weren't hitting as hard as I'd like them to.
I agree with that part. But I do want to say I fucking love the way that you use the vocals. That shit was hilarious.
Fucking
It was
perfect.
hilarious. It was hilarious, but also it made the impact of like it made the drop hit harder. Just when like you did the grr grr, and then it came back in. That shit was so hard for no reason. Like I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna be real here. Like the whole NPC TikTok trend is a gimmick, and then a meme step using that trend to get attention is like a gimmick on top of a gimmick. And every time you use one of those samples, it felt like an unnecessary Marvel cameo where it's like, "Hey, we did the thing, please clap," and it felt like, "Oh yeah, you gave us a meme, please laugh." I didn't feel like it added anything to the drop, and I feel like it didn't compensate for a lack of the drop wasn't interesting at all. It's not like it was bad. It's just like kind of basic. The mix sound was whatever. But then like the NPC like meme samples didn't really do anything to like cover that up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just a meme track. Like.
Yeah, personally, I cannot stand the NPC TikTok stuff, and it's really hard for me to enjoy the track because of that reason. So I'm kind of on the same page with Devin as this one. I as soon as that NPC TikTok shit started, it just I don't know. I don't like that. So for that reason, that's why I'm not huge on this one. But it's not that the track is bad at all by any means. It's just I don't like the NPC shit.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
it's hot here. I hope
Kenny,
I'm gonna deny that shit.
You're not a bad producer by any means, and I know what I said was brutal. And look, I get that it's a joke song, it's a meme song. Like I think meme songs have their place in dubstep, but this particular one just feels like low hanging fruit. Hey guys,
I'm gonna kill you guys.
You can spam wheel all you want, but we're running out of time, and there's people that are still in queue. So if you want to waste one more song on this fucking meme shit, go ahead. But I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any. Where's my fucking tune? Like where am I?
No, I'm not gonna do it. We got Hoods up next. Undead. Everyone in chat can go fuck themselves. That's what I'm doing right after stream. Little Toadson? That's fucking
Okay,
solid.
so it's first thing I gotta say is the sound design on this is absolutely fucking insane. My gripe with this tune is that the drops do kind of Jesus Christ, Azadi. We get it. You did your little joke. Are you funny? Do you want to? Like, what do you gain from this, brother? Like, anyways, fucking hell. So the sound design is fucking top notch. The one thing I do have to say is there's times where there's so many sounds going on at once that the flow kind of trips over itself. That and at times I feel like this drop does kind of go on a little too long. But there are times where, especially on the beginning of the second drop, where you kind of dial everything back and you go real simple, and your sound design can just really fucking shine. Because I feel like this is one of those tunes where the sounds are so fucking clean that the simpler the flow, the better. That way you can just flex on everybody with how ridiculous this mixdown is.
Yeah, and if you wanted to use more of those sounds, like Devin said, like just put in like the B section or some shit. That way you keep it simple, but also change it up a little bit so it's not so repetitive. But I feel like you did a pretty good job of keeping it fucking interesting.
I feel like this is a super sick tune. Definitely, like, the sound design is there. It's fire. Like Devin said, the flow kind of trips over itself a little bit, but once you like clean that up, like, this is like massive.
Yeah, it's like funky. Makes me want to shake my ass.
Yeah, this is what, like, it just makes me want to like do stupid dances.
Yeah, the like fucking Frankenstein dance. Love that shit. All right.
I agree with
Yeah, so-
everyone.
Final thing is that the A section of the second drop, that was honestly one of the coolest, if not coolest things I've heard all night. So if you can just kind of use that as a reference point for how simple the rest of the track should be, I think you'll be good.
All right. Next up, Brave the Storm. We only got 3 left.
Brave the Storm is cracked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isolate featuring K-Bu. K-Bo. K-Bu. I don't know. Kibu.
abyss, I'm floating towards the light at the end. I'm hoping with the goal of getting minds open, cause the hearts are cold and frozen. And now I fade away before the blade of grave finds a new prey. The logical save before we get in the fray. We gotta step away, take a deep breath to me. I'm floating towards the light at the end. I'm hoping with the goal of getting minds open, cause the hearts are cold and frozen.
I have no feedback for that. That was just a banger.
That big fucking brought me back to like 2013, 2014. Like with modern fucking mix down. That was nice.
That was sick.
Yeah, it's a dope tune.
Maybe I'm sorry, Jordan, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say it's a dope tune. I like everything Brave the Storm makes.
Yeah, same. They're really cracked.
No, I think my only thing with this tune is I feel like it could be like 2, maybe 3 different songs, but maybe I just don't understand like this style of music, and that's completely on me. But like everything is insane. I just feel like it could be a couple different songs, you know?
I don't know, I feel like I've heard a couple of Brave the Storm songs where they go into like 2 or 3 genres and they do it fucking very well, but I do get what you're saying. Yeah, sorry, Marcus. We've been going for about 3 hours now. We usually end at 9, but we got so many donations that we don't want to screw people out of their money, so we got a couple more. Next up, we got. But yeah, that I've really fucking enjoyed that. I enjoy everything they send, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
they
it's very
all just
relaxing
bangers.
music. Like, I just kind of always forget that I'm supposed to be reviewing when I listen to their tunes. All right. Next up, we got Control Q and Overload. The Overload bootleg.
Dude, if someone submits a bunch of money and make us stay longer, I'll actually fucking kill myself.
and pluck.
Sounds dope. I personally like the second drop better than the first. I feel like it hit harder.
Yeah, the second drop hits infinitely harder, but then I also found myself asking, why is this a bootleg? Like, the song hasn't been out that long yet. Just make this an original track. Trust me. I know it's tempting to kind of like ride the hype of a banger, or like maybe they're your favorite artist or whatever, but just like you're doing yourself a disservice. So just make this an original. It'll go so much further. I promise you. Especially because that second drop is dope enough to be an original. Like, I can understand if you kept a lot of the same elements of the drop or of the original drop throughout this and called it a bootleg just because there's so much of the original thing still in there. But like, you practically made a whole new tune. You're just using this as the intro. So just make an original intro and pass this off as an original. Like, it's a good tune. Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Agreed. The sound design is really sick. The poppy, like bubbly, like higher tone sounds sound really, really good. I totally agree with Devin. I think you should just make this an original.
Yeah, let's find some different vocals and make an intro. But yeah, fucking banger. All right, last up, Acheron, Amazon, unreleased. Shout out to everybody who joined us tonight, and shout out to everybody who donated / subs.
We appreciate y'all for real.
Yeah. We should be releasing merch soon. feel like the second drop was just a lot cleaner than the first drop. Like Cam said, there was a lot going on
totally agree.
in that first drop, but I don't know if it was necessarily a bad thing, like if you had too much going on, but I think it was just all going on at the same level
think it was
as
just-
well.
yeah.
Like if they were just brought down to different levels and put on just different atmospheres, it would sit better. But just as it is, they all sit at the same level, and it's just all cutting through.
It seemed like there was a lot fighting for my attention.
Yeah, the second drop definitely was the winner for me here. I feel like it was just a lot more concise with what you were trying to do.
I think I would go as far as to say the first 8 bars of the second drop because like there's just a lot going on, and it's not that it's bad. It's just like I say this a lot, chat, and this is not for him, not just him, just for everyone. Remember, when producing the KISS method, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Less is more. And the first 8 bars of the second drop, I feel like all your ideas, what you wanted to do, came together finally. And that was a drop where you had the least amount of stuff going on. Everything served an exact purpose, and nothing was getting in the way. Nothing was getting in the way of each other. And then you instantly followed up by going back to everything kind of fighting for attention and fighting for space in the mix. And it's like, I get it. You have a lot of ideas. We all have a lot of ideas as musicians, but sometimes you just got to realize, like, you got to save some of those other ideas for other songs, you know? And also, get rid of the brass.
Yeah.
We as a society need to stop using brass in bass music.
All right. With that being said, thank you to everybody who joined. Thank you to everybody who donated. Have a great night. We'll see you next
Appreciate you
Thursday.
guys.
We're gonna raid over to Space Yacht, who's also reviewing some music. Everyone, go say hi from GroceryBoiz when you get over there.
Good night, y'all.
Yeah,
Peace. Thank you guys for having me.
of course. Thank you for being here.
Shout out Jiqui.
Jiqui.